Toby here again for another video, but this time it's gonna be a bit different. I'm not really gonna talk about the inside techniques, methods, and principles of Kali de Leon, but this time it's gonna be more of the general Kali or Arnis practice. But it's gonna be a bit different since we're going to transition what we do in Arnis, in Kali, into fitness. Yes, it's gonna be about fitness, Kali training applied through fitness, and vice versa. You see, I've been a practitioner of Isla Mandirigma Kali or Kali de Leon Philippines for about 12 years now. But more than that, I've been in the fitness industry as a personal trainer, as a fitness director, and as a freelance trainer for almost 2 decades now. And you know what? I've found that these two actually really work together. And this next series that I'm about to do will show you just how. Okay, so basically, what do these different aspect of the martial art and the aspect of fitness have in common? Well, let me start with mobility. You need mobility for both to be able to perform really well. For example, the most used joint probably in both would be the shoulders. Now, if you have any shoulder stiffness, then that would be detrimental to how you move in Arnis. Also, in terms of fitness, if you have shoulder problems, then that really limits a lot. You're actually stuck to doing leg days for the rest of your workout until you get that shoulders or your shoulders back into peak condition. I should know, I felt it before, and it's recurring from past injuries from other sports way back. A lot of mobility problems in Arnis come from this strike number 1, which is basically a diagonal strike or whatever strike that comes from this side hitting across. Because normally it's done with speed and with a lot of load. That type of power, if you're going to look at it properly, it's actually rotating your shoulder inward. And this pinch right here is the one that actually soars the shoulder over time. Even if you get your form right all the time, you practice it over and over again, there will come a time where it will be overused, especially if you're using different types of weighted implements, like you have a heavier stick, or you transfer to a heavier stick, or maybe using blades, which are of course a lot heavier than a stick. So that is one type of mobility that normally is hampered over time through injuries. When you're doing weights, let's say bench presses and overhead presses, it's basically the same thing. So here are some good Kali and Arnis warm-ups that will get you there. If you're injured in the past, this will help you progress past your injury and keep it out of being injured again. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to use a stick because it's the simplest tool that I can bring, and everybody Arnosador has it. Later on, I'll give you other useful fitness tools that you can incorporate, again, for both. Now, before I start with anything, I usually do a mobility warm-up just to get the blood flowing and everything. Say I've done that. Actually, I just finished practice or shooting this video, and I'm actually really warm. But before I do that, I would like to activate my hands so that when I move throughout my body, they would aid. I normally would do this exercise as a proprioception training for my hand and then vary it. Also gives me a sense of sensitivity for my hands and my limbs to know where my weapon is. Now, if you're into a sport that is heavily using your hands, this is a good exercise. Okay, transfer it down. The idea is not looking at it and just continue doing that. Okay, next exercise for the shoulder. We'll go to the shoulder now. So basically, I'm just going to take my stick end to end, put it up, pull it to one side, full stretch, and pull stretch. Okay? I'm going to keep on transferring this to get my maximum range of motion on either side. This is also a good way to check if you're balanced. I can do it at the back and another one at the front. Now the variation is in front of my chest, going across. I take about a second pull There you go. Then I do piston pulls, which is basically I put the stick flat over my spine. Okay, again, I'm holding one stick on top, one stick at the bottom. I pull and I push. Then I would switch. See, here now you would see that my shoulder's kind of limited. I'm tighter on the right. That's why I keep on doing this to work it out. Now before, if you would believe, this is the only range I can have. I had. So after doing this for so many months, it's actually improved. It's not as good as my left side, but it's getting there. Another thing is, of course, as I said, most injuries come from this type of rotation. So if you want to strengthen that or loosen that up, if you're tight in this area, you want to go the opposite. This is a simple exercise I call washing your face because it simulates you washing your face in the morning. So you take a scoop of water, go to your face, bring it all the way back, and open. Open here in the face. Doing that. I'm going to show it at the back how the hands actually rotate outward. Outward. Outward that way. Instead of drawing it in. For progressing with that, you can use a stick. But you have to do this unilaterally or one side at a time. So I take my stick, I draw it out, bring my elbow in, and then I rotate the stick outward. This way, just to get the movement. This is a movement actually coming from Indian clubs, where it's actually top heavy, and the weight will actually draw you out. But if you're new at this, or you have some joint problems or experiencing joint tightness, this is a good exercise to get you getting this movement first before you use the Indian clubs. Okay, before I progress, if you are injured, currently injured, or you think there's something wrong, it's best to check a physician's advice first before doing any of my exercises. Okay, so check that out first. And of course, just to make it even, I'm going to do this on the left side as well. Notice that I'm trying to keep my stick flat all throughout the movement. Okay. Now, if you have one side that is quite tighter than the other, you can do more reps, as much as double. Okay. Well, thank you very much for listening. This is a short video, and I want to keep it short because I'm going to be adding a lot of stuff later on. I hope you stay tuned, and if you like this video or you enjoy it or you think it's very helpful to you, please hit like or press subscribe so I can do more to help you guys. Maraming salamat po ulit. Mabuhay po.